When do you think you're the coolest guy in the parking lot, and then this guy shows up?
What's going on, guys? And welcome back to Dashin with Johnny. So a while back, and I apologize, I haven't been on for a minute. But life, you know how life gets crazy, gets busy. But so the trading bot, I believe I mentioned it on this channel. I'm not sure if I actually went into what it is and everything. So I'm going to talk about it. I created a trading bot. It trades. It's a Forex trading bot. So it trades your currencies like USD to JPY, Euro USD. So that's like your European dollar versus the United States dollar. JPY would be Japan. That would be the US dollar to Japan. And it's basically what it is you're essentially guessing whether the currency is going to go up or down. However, you chart it, like there's a strategy to it. You're not guessing, but there's a strategy to it. You're guessing, but you're charting it out. But these things can go any way they want to go. If news happens, or this country decides to send a pow, or I don't want to say, I don't know if I, what, F it. If this country decides to send a bomb, or that country decides to do that, or, things can happen. It can send your trade the completely opposite way. So that's why we put things called stop losses on there. If you can't monitor it, you put a stop loss on there. So if it goes the other way, it only goes a certain amount of, a certain amount of distance before it shuts off. And you control that. The user would control that. So, you put a stop loss on. Now the bot does all that. Does everything a person would do. It reads the candles. I have it set to where it reads the candles. It goes by the RSI. It uses a lot of different metrics to activate a trade. So the way I have it now is it takes a bit. Sometimes you get one trade a day. But you're better off like that because you want to profit versus loss. Again, not every trade's going to be a winner. You might win 3 in a row, 5 in a row, and then, you get one that goes the other way, 2 that goes the other way, 3 that goes the other way. It's ups and downs, but essentially you should, it should be in profit. So I made a trading bot. It is coded. Everything is done to it. Currently working on the last finishing touches, basically, is making it profitable. Now, it is profitable right now. If you watch it, and when it sparks a trade, the trade entries they're good. Sometimes it just doesn't go how you want it. So if you can watch it, somebody who would be able to watch it would be able to, see it, see the trade hit, see the trade go in profit, and close it. Versus it missing the take profit, which is now the take profit is, say I want to put a trade in right now, and I put it in, and it's in and I want to make, let's say, 20 pips off it. A pip is your points. That's how you measure how far your trade is going into profit or into loss. Pips, we call it. So I would set the take profit, which is basically the opposite of a stop loss. You would set your take profit 20 pips, 70 pips, whatever it is. Now, if you're day trading, or if you're swing trading, that would end up being like 50 to 70 pips. Whereas your scalping would be like 20, which is, I have the bot is set for Euro USD M15, which means your Euro dollar to the US dollar on the 15-minute chart. And I take the bot, stick it into the 15-minute chart, and it trades. I know it's a little dark in here, guys. I apologize. I don't want to drive around with this on, so I'm going to flip the camera, and you can watch me drive. But anyway, all right, back to pips. So Your pips are, like I said,
At the next light, turn right.
pips are just a way of measuring your profit or your stop loss. That's it. So the bot, it's up and running, like I said. Entries are great. I just want to work on it closing by itself so it can be a set, just set it and forget it. So that's where I'm at right now. If anybody's interested in the bot, it will be for sale for $100. And that's it. Cut and dry, $100.
At the light, turn right onto Sweetman's Lane.
If you want me to update the inputs at any point, that'd be $20. Extra $20 and I'll update the inputs. Set it for, if you're not getting enough trades and you want more trades. But then you have to watch for, you got to watch out for, it's not going to be as tight. You see more trades, you have more losses. So. But like I said, anybody that's interested, if you can watch it, it'll give you perfect entry. You just got to, take a look at it. Once it's in profit, close out the trade. But like I said, if you're waiting for the set it and forget it part, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer because I'm still, we're still working on that. So the bot is ready. If you want to close it out yourself, if you want to let the trade open and close it yourself, it's ready. Bot is $100, and if it needs an upgrade or anything in the future, it's $20. So $100 for the bot. If you want a bot, let me know. Drop it in the comments or send me an email at dashinjohnny@gmail.com. No G on the Dashin, just Dashin. dashinjohnny@gmail.com. Or, like I said, drop it in the comments and let me know, and I'll get back to you, and I'll talk to you about it, and we'll schedule we'll talk about it and we'll get it over to you. I'll tell you how to set it up and everything. So that's that, the bot. But like I said, if you're interested, let me know. If not, that's fine. I thank you for watching the videos. I hope you continue to watch the videos. It's going to be more of this, a little bit more of this going on. So, like I said, drop it in the comments and let me know, and we'll get you going.